Hey guys, and Happy New Year. I got COVID. I'm not kidding. Yeah, at the time of recording this, I already tested positive and isolated myself for 5 days. And at the very least, I'm double vaccinated, so I don't really have many symptoms. But it doesn't matter, because my whole family got it. Woohoo! Anyway, while resting up this week, I watched 3 animated movies that I wanted to talk about today. One of them is Sing 2, Illumination Studios' newest movie. This studio has garnered some pretty mixed and negative reception in the animation community, with a lot of people hating the Minion stuff and feeling as though their movies are cheap, poorly written garbage. However, I thought the first Despicable Me and The Secret Life of Pets was fine enough, even though I never saw their sequels. But one movie came out in 2016 called Sing. It intrigued me because of the anthro-animal character setting, and it also came out around the same time as Zootopia, so furries had their fill that year. However, I was a bit indifferent to the movie. It wasn't bad, and I do like some of the character stories they tried to tell, but I f***ing hated that mouse played by Seth MacFarlane. He was super unlikable, and he was the cause for most of the movie's conflict, which was just annoying to watch. Still though, I didn't hate it, it just didn't really stick with me too much. But people have said that the sequel is actually a big improvement on the first, so I decided to give it a chance. And for the most part, yeah, it is. I still have my issues with it, such as the antagonist of this movie, Jimmy Crystal. He's the big boss at this talent agency named Crystal Entertainment, but his role in the movie is almost like a mafia boss. He has thugs working with him, he's super cruel and aggressive to a fault, and he keeps violently threatening Buster Moon every little detail, like when he promises to bring Gray Calloway to the show, or forcing his bratty daughter to be the lead role for no reason. He even was about to throw him off with a roof to kill him? Like, it was just such a forced conflict. If I was Buster, I would have just moved on to someone else already. F*** this guy. I'm glad that he got arrested at the end though, and that he didn't get away with it. His daughter, like I said before, is pretty bratty. She acts like the ditzy, spoiled rich girl, and is a bit irritating in some scenes. Luckily, that damn mouse isn't in this movie, so at least there's that. Besides that, everyone else has their own moment to shine here, which is pretty cool. It comes together well enough in the end, and especially with Gray Calloway coming to terms with his wife's passing and finally being able to perform again. The whole movie is very predictable though. In the first 20 minutes, you already know everything that will happen. But for Illumination standards, it's not bad. I'll give Sing 2 a solid 6 out of 10. The next movie I watched was Hotel Transylvania 4, Transformania. I enjoyed the first 2 movies quite a bit, but I didn't really have much interest with the third. Them being on summer vacation on a boat just didn't really seem, I don't know, Halloween-y to me. It does introduce Erica as the daughter of Van Helsing, which traps them on the boat to hunt them down. They come together at the end and even becomes Dracula's love interest, so that's all I really needed to know. However, the concept of this 4th movie was interesting mainly because of how freaking insane it is. This series has always been very high in energy and bouncy, crazy animation, and this one looks like they took it to the extreme with, and I ended up having a lot of fun with it. My main problem with the movie though is the main conflict. It's once again Dracula not trusting Johnny to be part of the family, and it's also another don't tell Mavis the truth situation that happened in the first and second movies already. So in that aspect, it does feel a bit stale and redundant, but it makes up for it with its humor. This movie is very entertaining with its wackiness, and also has really creative animation throughout. It also has a conclusion to the series. The castle was meant to be given off to Mavis because Dracula wants to retire. However, it becomes destroyed at the end, then rebuilt to thrive and flourish again. It's a decent way to end off things without overstaying its welcome. Overall, I'd give Hotel Transylvania 4 a light 7 out of 10. And lastly, I came across this Netflix animated movie called SEAL Team. At first, I thought it was one of those low-budget movies that was made for a quick buck, but I was pleasantly surprised. I like this movie the best out of the 3. SEAL Team has a great voice cast, fun characters, and a creative approach to the prey versus predator story, and I found myself enjoying it more and more as the movie continued. I also really like the animation style. Ironically, right after Josh talked about Big Nate's animation, I discovered this movie which has the same type of thing. It's CGI, but done in a low frame rate style to mimic stop motion. Spider-Verse does the same thing as well, which gives it a very unique look, so I can see a lot of movies nowadays are taking inspiration from it. Now, this movie isn't perfect, there's a few flaws here and there, some cliches holding it back from true greatness, but honestly, I didn't mind them too much because of how much fun I was having with it. It's a shame too because it has such a low score on IMDb. It definitely doesn't deserve it. I highly recommend you all to check this out on Netflix. I'm giving SEAL Team a light 8 out of 10. Well, another new year and another review down. I can't wait to see what else I'll cover. I also want to make more videos on my own channel, starting with Netflix's anthology series, The House. it piqued my interest, so I'll definitely like to check that out. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time.